Well, that's eerie. Hello all the crazy people out there, my name is Dragonite, welcome to Deception. This is a 3D game in GameMaker, because I sometimes like to play games that people have made. Doing this sort of thing. This is actually an older game that's been in my Steam library since forever. I meant to record a video on it ages ago and just forgot. And I did Gruel a little while ago, and I figured that while this is fresh in my mind, I might as well go in and play Deception 2. This is a very tiny font. This first one says new. I'm not 100% sure what these two say. I think this one says load, and the bottom one is anyone's guess. But anyway, we're gonna get into this. This is gonna be again, a 3D game in GameMaker. I believe this is gonna be a first-person puzzle game, according to the Steam storage page. I can't remember exactly. Exactly 100 years ago on November 2nd, W was happening that everyone knows as the Deception. By now, I have lost count of how many lunar cycles have passed, but I remember the date well, the day when fate brought me here. Who knows how many souls have passed and are still wandering in here? Some still have hopes of finding escape route, but others are totally crazy and fight against themselves in an endless struggle. I am one of them. Alright, so mouse sensitivity is very low. I'm like swinging my mouse like mad and I'm not turning that far. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the menu, and camera sensitivity, can I bump that up a little bit? We've also got global volume, light intensity, game and effects quality, just in case you wanted to really make things dark and spooky, I guess. Oh, that was effects quality. Light intensity is this one. Can't see what difference it really makes behind the menu. But I think I will bump it all the way up, though, because it's hard to see on the recording when the game is all the way down. The mouse sensitivity still doesn't feel that great, though, unfortunately. It's a little better. I'd still like it higher, but I can work with this. What other option was there? Global volume, background music. All right. So I have no idea who the author of this game is. I don't know if they're still active in GameMaker. Please, when you click on the options menus to change the setting, label them, because when I click on camera sensitivity like this, the text above it is game and effects quality, and it looks like that's what I'm editing. Alright, let's see. I can jump. We've got some actually fairly strong gravity. Usually in games, gravity would be a little bit you can move rocks around by going really close to them and pushing them, or pressing the mouse, left mouse button. I did say that I believe this was a puzzle game, and can I, there we go. Alright. This is a mechanic that I definitely am familiar with from Wizarducks. Can I jump? I can. Alright. Mouse left interact when the indicator is visible. See, that's the thing, is that there wasn't an indicator that was visible. I don't know if I'm supposed to be looking for something else, or if it's just, like, not working. Oh, there is, like, the tiniest crosshair. Alright, so, yeah. Alright, that is the tiniest crosshair. Alright, every century on the same day and month, a new body enters here and gets trapped. There's no escape. The body is destined to die, and its remains are absorbed through the gate or are devoured by microorganisms. Nothing remains but a soul. I definitely just clicked out of the game and into Steam and into the Windows desktop. All right, cool. Let's see. I believe this game was made in GMS1, which means that it definitely won't have access to a lot of nicer features that make our lives easier in GameMaker, like native mouse lock.
Hey.
So that's another boulder. I absolutely love that this is... I don't know if this is like a D3D draw ellipsoid boulder, or if it's an actual 3D model, but like the UV mapping on it is all funny. And like, I say that, and if you look at the boulders in Wizarducks, you can basically see the exact same thing. All I did was, you know, make I think it was like a UV sphere, and throw texture on it and called it a day. Nah, definitely in no position to complain about that. I just think it's funny the things that you notice once you've been doing this for a long time. So how do I move on? I'm looking for the way up. I think is going to be this way. So can I roll this out of the corner? I'm not sure if I can roll this out of the corner. By the way, you can't look very far up or down. I don't think I pointed that out, and it feels a little funny. It doesn't look like I can actually roll that one. I don't know if that was intentional or if this is like falling afoul of the camera look bug that was an issue. Oh, there's a boulder up here. Falling afoul of the camera look bug that was like an issue in a lot of old 3D and GameMaker games. All right, so we can push you like that. And honestly, like if you're not actively thinking about it, it is an easy thing to miss. I don't think I thought about it until someone brought it up in a tutorial that like there was something slightly wrong. So we can push that way, and I think I want to go. Do I want to go over here by the torch or up there? I think I want to go up there. All right, so we can just we can do that and move on. I feel like I should turn the light out in the room I'm recording in because there is a lot of, it's so dark on the game that there's glare on my screen from like the light behind me. All right, so we got some nice hello. All right, some nice torch sconces, which isn't what I was gonna say, but I'm gonna want to push this boulder up on top down. When they're balanced on top of each other, they are a little easier to move. I'm gonna want to push this over here, jump up, and then we can move. All right. I don't know if this is gonna be only a press tab to vote this room. Oh, you can do that? Huh. I guess there's like Steam community features in here. I haven't seen this before. Blocks, barrels, and boulders are the three B's of like puzzle elements in games, definitely. Oh. Okay, so I can pick that up. Can I pick this up? I can pick this up. I can't push it. From a gameplay perspective, I think the blocks and barrels here are the same. It doesn't look like they have any different behaviors, and I can't even like slide around the round edges of the boulders as opposed to the like the rectangular blocks. All right. I got an achievement for that, apparently. Going up, build a path with boulders. Anyway, souls wander until they go crazy. Their movement and energy is gradually dispersed and absorbed by this cursed place. Wait, is that me? Why are you here? Okay, so I guess that I'm assuming that that's not intending to tell me that it's me. All right. I'm just like a random visitor, I suppose. What are we doing in here? So that's where I oh, that's like a storage room with a bunch of all right, I can't jump as high when I'm carrying something, which makes sense. That's a storage closet with a bunch of barrels, and I've got to just make my own path. All right. There's lava down there. Cool. By the way, I've been meaning to ask this for like most of the game, but I keep getting distracted by other things. Are there going to be enemies in here that kill me? I did not see anything about like combat or anything like that on the Steam page, and I guess I created myself a bridge there. And I don't know if there just isn't any and this is going to be purely puzzles, or if there's actually going to be something sneaking up on me later. So, what is that? Hang on. Pressure plates can be activated by the weight of a rock. Oh, I see. Can it also be the weight of a... I didn't hear the sound when I put the barrel on it, so I'm guessing it's not the barrel. What happens when I do that, though? What does that change? I don't know what that changes. Can I can't really push the push another barrel. I mean rock. Can I? Oh, that's where I came from. Okay. I guess in case I ever wanted to go back, and this does persist, which is interesting. Let's see. I don't know what the point of this is. I have to say, the lighting is very pretty, though. Like, for as, like, minimalist and pixel arty as it is, the lighting, like, you can see a bit of what you might call global illumination on the lava down there. And I'm sure it's not anything actually, like, fancy. I'm sure it's either, like, baked in with vertex color into the 3D model that is the floor, or there's just, like, a strip of, like, glowing red point lights, hovering over it that provide a little bit of... Oh, do I need to... Alright, I would like to reset this. If I say load checkpoint... Okay, so this is like... Storage room, hot river, storage room. So this would be where I, like... Okay, I see. That's where I came in from before. Before I go and, like, push this down into the lava, can I jump over this? I can just jump over it. Can I feel like that should be catching on fire, but we can work with this. So that one fell down. Let's go and not accidentally push it, like, oh dear. Did I push it in the wrong direction? Can I get it? I don't think I can get it. Alright. Well, can we salvage the situation by picking up the barrel? We can't. I'm gonna have to reload again, aren't I? Alright.
Hey.
This is a little annoying. So, I noticed that just, like, fell on its own after after some amount of time had passed. And... God. I noticed that the boulder just fell on its own after a certain amount of time had passed, so I'm just going to ignore that. We're going to pick this up, and, like, if it's going to be easier to push it off, like, towards here, I'll just put the barrel there. And then we can just roll it out like this. Alright. As a bit of a fun fact about Wizarducks, you initially, like, could only push things in the direction that you were actually facing them, but there was a bug which involved, like, if you cast a spell when you were standing next to something, the spell's hitbox is big enough that it would detect the thing and act on it anyway, and you could sort of push things sideways in the direction that you were facing. Now the door's open. And at first I was like, oh, that's a bug, I should probably fix that. But people kept using it to, like, get them out of issues where they made a mistake and they would have had to, like, take the long way around to reset or something like that. And I just decided that, yeah, alright, that actually makes a lot of sense, I'm leaving it in. There's like story happening on the screen here, and I'm just not talking about it. So, you obviously can't see or hear them, so we're receiving some telepathic communications, is what I got from that last bit. We've got a chest, we've got a crate, and I need to, there's a boulder up there, and I feel like I need to, like, find a way to get to it. How do I press right mouse to crouch? What does that accomplish? That makes it sound like there's going to be enemies that I have to stealth my way around. So up there is the door. Oh, you know what? I know what I have to do to crouch. I know why it's telling me that. Because if I go in here, there's going to be tunnels that I can walk through, and I can push that rock that way. And let's uncrouch now. I think if I push this out into the middle of the room, I'm gonna want it to be out in the open so I can actually get behind it and go this way. And I feel like there should be another block. Is there another block that I missed? Or... Because I'm I can't get up there quite yet. And I can't, like, pick up... That's not gonna fall. I can't pick up any other item and stack it on top. Can I? Wait, I think I can. I think I can just jump across here like this if I don't fail. There we go. All right. So that'll work. Is there any more? There's more. We didn't just immediately fade out to like a loading screen. Huh. Alright, that was the loading screen. Interesting. Flowing lava. Reach the lava distribution chamber. Everyone's favorite room in the castle. Let's see. So, if I go... Not like that. If I go over the boulders then. So that's the way out. Or maybe that's the way out. Alright, so that won't open this door, and if I can, let's, for example, push this. Can I? Oh. I don't know if I can actually push that sideways. I was gonna say if I can push the one boulder sideways, and... Oh, there's a barrel. Okay, maybe we can make use of the barrel. If I push this that way, and this one... there we go. I push this one onto the pressure plate. That's gonna open this door, and there's gonna be another... Alright, so I need both of the barrels, I think. Which means I'm gonna want to reset. So I'm gonna load the checkpoint. And I think I'm gonna need both of these. So, for example, can I push that, put that there, put that there, and then just temporarily knock that one aside and get it back? I think that's how I'm supposed to be doing this. Alright. Open the first door. Oh, screw you two. Open the second door. I'm going to want... God, stop. Alright. Oh, the room reset. Hang on. Alright, so... We got back to where we were. I'm going to push the second boulder this way, and that is going to go into this little closet and open the door, and we can move on. Alright. This is the grandstands. Room difficulty is 9.2 out of 10, 50 votes. It can't possibly be that bad. What was the last one? The last one wasn't that bad. I just died a lot. Alright. This is definitely a bigger one. So I see there's a bottomless pit. I assume I'll die if I fall down here. No. Alright. I'm just gonna have to climb out of that. Alright. Water. And let's see. Up at the top. I see why we're calling it the grandstands. Where's the exit? I guess that should be my first question, and that's gonna help me formulate my plan. This looks like it's gonna want to be pushed down. Oh, you know what? I should have pushed it. All right. No, not. Hang on. Checkpoint. Grandstands. Reset that room. If I actually... Was I, like, glitching up those stairs? So, for collision purposes, these stairs are, like, actually a sloped ground. But it looks like not all of them are. Because I'm, like... I'm bumping up some of them and sliding smoothly up others. It's weird. I'm gonna want to go this way. And I think... Like, I'm gonna need assistance in pushing it down. Right? So I can go and... do like this and sort of... Where are we going after this then? Before I actually push it downwards, need to be able to get behind it. That's gonna go down here, and then is there something in the water that I've got to push it onto? It looks kind of like I've got to get it in here so that I can jump across and find out what's on the other side. Am I going to need more than 1 boulders for that? What's the point of this? What's that torch for? Can I jump over onto here? Is the torch just for, like, visibility by any chance? It doesn't look like there's anything else up there. I do feel like I'm gonna need to be able to get across there somehow. And, like, we've established that I can't push boulders sideways, right? Anyway, let me just go and do this and see. Oh, you know what I think I can do is, like, oh no, I can't knock them sideways when they're balancing like that. Something tells me that was not the correct answer. But boy, it really is dark in here. All right. I think I'm gonna admit defeat. I've been running around in circles for almost 20 minutes at this point, and I'm not sure what else there is to do. I'm probably gonna try and continue puzzling this out, as it were, on my own time, and I have no idea if I'll actually get anywhere. Maybe I'll look in the Steam forums or something to see if anyone's got any ideas. But this is Deception. This is an interesting little first-person puzzle game. I'm inclined to like these more than the Doom likes. I've said on occasion that I'm not really into Doom likes, but that's kind of what the more common kind of 3D game in GameMaker tends to be. So, what can you do? I'll have a link to this down in the description of the video. I don't know if the... Can I return to title screen? I don't know who the... Wow. Okay, that was opt as in, like, options. I could not read that. I don't know who the author of this is. I don't know if they're still active in the GameMaker community or anything like that. Still making games or anything like that, but... whoever they are, interesting little game. I wish I could figure out the grandstands puzzle, but that'll have to wait. Until next time, my name is Dragonite. If you want to see how games like this get made, I've got several hundred videos on making games in GameMaker on my YouTube channel. You should all go check out Wizarducks and the Lost Hat, which is one of the games that I like to work on when I'm not doing YouTube stuff. Link to the Steam page can be found down below. I hope you all enjoyed that, and I will see you all later. A bit more before I go. So I looked up the solution to the grandstands puzzle, and as it turns out, you have to take the barrels from the previous room, carry them into the grandstands, and then use them, which I don't believe the game actually ever told you that you can do. And I was going to record more of this game, but the longer I played and the more elaborate the puzzles got, the more of a problem the controls became. You've probably seen a few instances of me, like, putting down an object and ending up in the square that's next to the one that I was aiming at. And it honestly just became a chore, and I didn't really feel like playing anymore. So unfortunately, I think that's gonna have to do it for Deception. Cool concept. I like to see 3D games in GameMaker like this, but unfortunately this one wasn't particularly well executed. I will see you all later.